Hey guys, I'm Austin Summers. I'm part of the Mixanalog team. I'm also a mixing engineer, a mastering engineer, and a producer. And today I'm going to be talking about the glorious Elysia Xfilter. Now, this device is pretty much slept on. I don't think many people really know about this, but this is an absolutely fantastic EQ. It's hyper transparent, it's hyper high fidelity, and well, it can basically be used as a finishing touch on anything in your mix or your master. So today I'm going to basically explain all the settings, explain how everything works, a little bit of a tutorial, as well as show you a track I've produced, and as well as show you inside the manual exactly how the curves work. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into it. Right, so here we have the low shelf, we have low mid, we have the high shelf, and what's interesting about the low shelf and the high shelf is that they can also be turned into a resonant low cut and high cut. As you see over here, here's the buttons, high cut and low cut. I don't actually know if it's showing on the screen. Maybe if I click, it'll show exactly where I'm clicking. Okay. We also have the function passive massage. We have narrow Q on high mid. We have narrow Q on the low mid. And these are very, very useful functions. Now, let me jump over to the manual and show you exactly how this works. Right, so let's start with the passive massage. This is super awesome. It actually gives a very nice roll off around about 17k and a boost at about 12k. This is super useful in mastering, in mixing, anything that you don't want all that top end brittle, but you want a little bit of presence. So this is really nice. Let's go on to the next stuff. We have low shelf, we have low cut. Now, as you see, when you do the low cut, you have an option to have either a very mild low cut or have a resonant low cut, and this can be super useful, especially if you're working on bass and you want to roll off all of that mud underneath, but you want to get some of that nice bass frequency in that particular range. So this is a very nice function that you can actually use for that. High shelf, high cut, very similar thing. Let's go over here. We have low mid, we have low mid, narrow Q and wide Q. So this basically gives you an idea of what the curves look like, and it's basically the same thing for the high mid and wide Q and narrow Q. Right, so let's jump back into Mixanalog. I'm going to play for you an awesome track that I produced. Shout out to Michaela and Massey, fantastic singers. Yeah, without further ado, let's go.
We can go to Mykonos, we can get away. We go get some eatables, what they gonna say? Or we can go to my place, cool with either way. I've been on the down low, I know you feel the same. Cause we've been on the down low, let's get away. Need you by my side now, just a mile away. Go without a curfew, know you need a rescue. I'll be there by sunrise, come my way. Tell me about the tears deep in your eyes. Tell me what you hiding inside. You've been on the low key, don't.
Okay, so you've heard a little bit of the track, you know what it's about. That actually had the Xfilter on. So what I'm going to do now is run through a section, turn the Elysia Xfilter on and off, and you're going to hear a very subtle difference because I'm not doing massive settings. Right, so I'm going to start out like that, and then I'm going to change the settings, and you're going to hear some massive changes. Okay, let's go with this.
Tell me what you hiding inside.
Now, when I hit the hit it function, it goes off.
And your emotions are paralyzed.
Now it's off.
So tell me, do you feel alive? I know it's been a hell of a life. The 9 to 5 ain't doing you justice. Did I mention that you're
Now it's on.
Don't take another Billy in the restroom. No, I know you're smoking on the patio. I don't wanna see another OD, no, and hear it on
Now
the
it's off.
radio. So please don't die on me.
Now it's on.
Yeah, please don't let go. We can go to Mykonos, we can get away.
Okay, so what I've done here is I've actually used a preset that I have. So I've created a whole bunch of presets for you guys. It's really awesome. Subtle mastering boost. There's some keys, acoustic drums, synth, male vocal, female vocal, electric guitar, everything. I'm actually really proud of the acoustic guitar. That's an awesome preset. So check that out when you have the chance. Right, let's just check here. So what I've done is, usually this is up here. So I've actually boosted the high shelf. I'm going to just bring it back to center. I'm not going to boost any high shelf on this. I feel it's got enough, and I really just want to do some subtle things. So I've taken the 4.5K, I've boosted it by about 1 dB. It's not much, it's just a little bit. I haven't gone narrow Q or anything. I've basically just wanted a little bit of a presence boost at the 4.5K. I've done a very, very subtle boost at 300 Hertz, probably about 0 point something, I'm not so sure, and a small boost at around 60 Hertz. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the track, and I'm going to start playing with the knobs. You're going to get an idea of how this stuff works. Right, let's go.
Let's get away. Need you by my side now, just a mile away. Go without a curfew, know you need a rescue. I'll be there by sunrise, come my way. Tell me about the tears deep in your eyes. Tell me what you're hiding inside. You've been on the low key, don't know why, and your emotions are paralyzed. So tell me, do you feel alive? I know it's been a hell of a life. The 9 to 5 ain't doing you justice. Did I mention that you on my love list? Don't take another Billy in the restroom. No, I know you're smoking on the patio. I don't wanna see another OD, no, and hear it on the radio. So please don't die on me. Yeah, please don't let go. We can go to Mixanalog, we can get away. We go get some eatables, what they gonna say? Or we can go to my place, cool with either way. I've been on the down low, I know you feel the same. Cause we been on the down low, let's get away. Need you by my side now, just a mile away. Go without a curfew, know you need a rescue. I'll be there by sunrise, come my way.
Tell me about the fear deep in your eyes. I won't let you in on mine. I see this alert where you know lie. What we can talk about on the coastline. You can tell me how you been, how you gon' been. Have you got the will to survive? Cause I've been getting no sleep, eyes open, but we can only come out alive. No.
So obviously that was a bit of an over-exaggeration with regards to the frequencies, attenuation, and boosting, but it gives you a pretty good idea of how this thing sounds. Now if you check here, you can also see there's the different frequencies. So low, mid, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have the low mids, you select which frequency that is, you have the low shelf, and you have the high shelf, the frequencies for that. You have the high mids and those particular frequencies. Right, so let's go into exactly how the high cut and the low cut actually work. Let's enable this here. We have this enabled, right, and we have a 10K. Let's bring this down to around 800. And when you boost the gain, once you've enabled the high cut, you get a resonant peak on the high frequencies. When you attenuate it, you get a more relaxed high cut. Okay, let's test this out. As you can hear, there's a resonant peak. That's very cool. That's how the high cut works. When we have a low cut, it does a very similar thing. So let's quickly do this. Let's take up to 900 and then get a bit of a resonance here. Okay, you can hear there's pretty much no bass, bit of resonance going on. Let's listen. Okay, there we go. Let's bring the gain down. Got a little bit more bass. It's not such a steep resonant peak, but it's more natural. There we go. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Okay guys, I think I've covered pretty much everything. The hit it button, by the way, is how you turn it on and off. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. But yeah, hope that helped. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. And thanks for watching.